Good morning everyone, my name's Richard and this is Platinum Crypto Academy. Just thought I'd release a quick video this morning just to cover a couple of some of the major news that have impacted over the weekend. Also jumping into a bit of a conspiracy theory, institutions versus governments. Thirdly, looking at the market and a couple of articles which I think you'll find really interesting that were released last week. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in. So the first things first, I want to talk about this major bit of news that's coming out from Ripple XRP, how the Bank of America have filed for a patent for a settlement system citing the Ripple ledger technology. All you bag holders, this can only be good news. So I would advise you check out this article, have a look, because Garland House over there, he's been, hustling over the past few years trying to get these banks on board. It looks like he's making some headway, so that's great news. Secondly, I wanted to, like I mentioned, this conspiracy side of things. I wanted to just spend a few moments talking about how it seems like government officials, presidents, treasury secretaries, financial ministers are all coming out with this rhetoric about Bitcoin, cryptos being only used, and they're worried massively about how it can be used by criminals, nefarious individuals using it for unseen taxable issues that they want to get involved in. And I just think that I wanted to set the record straight that governments are saying all of this information, but I don't think there's any foundation, considering the dollar, considering the pound, considering every other currency in the world is used by criminals as well. So they never mention that in any of the interviews that you see, and all you hear about is how don't get involved with cryptos because they're used only by criminals. Well, that's not the case. Let's be honest. And to be really frank, if you want to trade on cryptos, you have to go through generally a very stringent KYC process, driver's license, information on any of the exchanges. Everybody's got your information anyway. I don't think this is informed, and there's loads of other reasons which I'm not going to get into, but I think that this spouting of information from governments is in direct contrast to what institutions are actually doing. We all have been, I wouldn't say praying, but hoping for big floods of institutional money coming into the sector. This takes time. And one thing that I really thought I'd mention this morning was Bakkt. Bakkt is a crypto that's an Atlanta-based subsidiary of the Intercontinental Exchange, an American firm that owns the New York Stock Exchange, will begin user acceptance and testing for Bitcoin future contracts on July the 22nd, which is today. So this is a huge day because this gives institutions an on-ramp to crypto world, which, for pensions, for 401ks in America, for institutional investors and large investors to come to the space through a system which, experienced through the New York Stock Exchange. So check this article out. It goes into a lot of detail about how futures contracts and all the sorts of information there, but it's really worth it. But this is that stark contrast. You've got Goldman with their Circle coin. You've got Bakkt now coming out based on the Intercontinental Exchange, a subsidiary of it. Institutions are gearing up, and you can see it in all the context all over the internet that institutions are getting involved. You see like Libra coin, MasterCard, Visa, they're backing that particular coin. Well, it's been said. I don't know, how far Libra coin will actually go, but the idea is there in itself. So you can see that there's stark contrast between governments, business, and where the world is going. Now, I know where I'm long-term bullish on cryptos, so that's my view. But there's definitely conflicting views from governments and institutions and banks and all the large businesses at the moment. So I just wanted to put it out there that are governments trying to slow the progress because they're not ready, or do they actually fundamentally not believe in the technology? For me, it has to be the earlier statement, because they're just not ready, so they're trying to slow things down, when in actual fact technology isn't going to get slowed, it's just going to keep going. We've seen the run this year from 3,500 all the way up to 14, and I think it's going to keep going. So only time will tell. But I just thought I'd mention that. So just looking at the market quickly, we've got Bitcoin. Let me just refresh. I think it's trading over 10.5, which is great news. Bit of sideways momentum, -1%, no big deal. We're looking at sideways momentum. What I'd like to see, again, is a nice whale coming in, buying out all the shorts and pushing through the squeeze. I really think that this will happen. The only question is, and this is I said last week, when is altcoin season that everybody's talking about? Well, Bitcoin dominance is still 65%. I would be waiting, nobody can tell you the future, but one thing that you have to draw in mind is that when altcoins go, they go. So if you still got your bags, I'd hold on tight and just keep apprised of the market and see what's going on with all the positive rhetoric that is coming out from, like I just said, the institutions, positivity coming out from Facebook, however you want to term Facebook. It's positive that the big corporation is looking into it, and I think and the white paper and being open sourced, I just think it's all very, very good positivity coming out, and it's coincidental, that every time there's some positivity coming out, there's some figurehead slams and creates a pullback. Well, this happened again. Look, I think Trump, he could count it, started it all off. Who knows? So, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about who we are as well. We're Platinum Crypto Academy. We work with individuals in the retail space that are looking to learn how to trade and invest better in the crypto space. We run courses, we run mentoring one-on-one, possibly with myself, maybe with my other colleagues. And we're just here really to support anybody that's looking to get into the space and learn how to do it better. We've been in the space now for almost 5 years, so we think we've been through quite lots of the ups and downs. I also wanted to share with you a free bit of subscription that you guys can have. You can subscribe to our magazine that we release each week. We have been doing this for years now. The content's great, the information's great. Subscribe now, it's free. So have a great week. Speak to you soon.